Alexander Zoric is in charge of this main event. It's for the FNC light heavyweight title. The 34-year-old defending champion Mate BATINIC faces the 29-year-old challenger Jakub Nedo. Significant experience advantage for the defending champion at 25. Incredible wins. 21-5, taking on the challenger. 9-4. This could be fireworks very early. Mate BATINIC is known for dispatching challengers very definitively, but Jakub Nedo is not hanging around tonight. He said pre-fight, I'm going to end this and end it under time and take this belt.
Nedo has to keep this on the feet. He has 50% of his losses via submission on the ground in the very first round, so he's going to sprawl and brawl, keep this standing, use footwork, keep the back off the cage. BATINIC's got to use the hands to land heavy and set up that level changing for the takedown.
BATINIC testing here early, laying his claim in the center of the cage. Good support here from the crowd for the challenger Jakub Nedo from the TMT gym here in Ljubljana. Jakub Nedo, a proven finisher, one who always has an eye on the early knockout. A penchant for stoppages under 5 minutes. Jab to a 2. BATINIC is in the pocket, rolls away.
Now they're going to try and chop that lead leg of BATINIC to get the focus down and take the spring out the step as well. There's return fire from BATINIC on the low leg kick.
Mate BATINIC continues to occupy the center of this cage. Will he be able to find the counter? He's been so famous for finding time and time again. The type of fighter, type of championship fighter who can take you out early and take you out late. We've seen him stoppage in the 5th round before. Of course, famously former in FNC. Crowd here supporting Jakub Nedo. Mate BATINIC chops to the lead leg. An even pace here between this pair. BATINIC eats it right cross again. Nedo has found his mark. Nedo has found his mark. It was a very clean connection for the challenger. A little bit of hand fighting here. BATINIC backing off, having a look, seeing what's there.
He's using this opportunity to recover as well. He ate that shot. He was noticeably wobbled. He's keeping his distance here. As of yet, hasn't prompted him to change levels and look for a shoot.
The defending champion with a recent 1st round stoppage over Andres Ramos, a 5th round stoppage over Gaji Murad Kabdiev. As we said, he's dangerous very early and late, lulls you into an easygoing pace and catches you out. That's his preference. But Nedo said it's going to happen under 15 minutes. I'm not even going to go to the championship rounds. Nedo easygoing on the outside, trying to wait for his opportunity. Pairing the punches on the inside.
They're trying to make a cautious pursuit to make BATINIC make a mistake and capitalize on that. There's that right hand again. He comes over the top of the guard.
Nedo looking forward here, has landed another right hand, and BATINIC has been caught 3 times with a right. 2 right crosses, an overhand right. BATINIC is forced to pummel here, 50-50. It has been an early, steady round of success for the challenger Jakub Nedo. Nedo looking to pummel inside here. A recipe of patience and going with the flow so far from the challenger. Potential 5 5-minute rounds for the FNC Light Heavyweight Championship. This is the main event at FNC 29. Mate BATINIC, double jab here, trying to establish some range. Getting clipped though with that right. BATINIC forcing the takedown for the first time in this fight. Will he be able to complete? No. Stuffed by Nedo.
Nice attempt at the outside trip, but Nedo really on point with his takedown defense. Springs back up, commands the underhook, catches the knee to the head, unable to manipulate to a takedown, but he's on the outside position. He's in the powerful position where he can drive his shoulder. He can use the head position as well. He can pummel the underhooks. He can use this opportunity to catch that leg once again and turn it into a takedown.
And as we mentioned, BATINIC very much a striker who learned how to submit. 9 of 21 wins via submission, so certainly won't be out of the water if taken down to the ground. But struggling here, it would seem, is Mate BATINIC. One to the good so far for the challenger.
Yeah, NEDOH, excellent work. I mean, the biggest thing for me in BATINIC was with the leg kicks. Really starting to redden up the left calf, I believe, there of NEDOH. But impressive seeing NEDOH do so well in the clinch as well. I thought coming into this matchup, BATINIC would look to try and take this fight down to the ground. He was rocked on the feet by that right hand from NEDOH.
We enter round 2. Let's revisit the proceedings here. Double jab from Jakub NEDOH. Lovely 1-1-2. He had that right hand on speed dial multiple times in that round. Again, countering the inside chop. That was a very clean connection from NEDOH. A solid 10-9 round for the challenger, and I think very much one to the good. And some breaths and a chance for counsel in the corner of Mate BATINIC, who may have been a little bit surprised about the easygoing pace of the Gorilla, a fighter who is known for early stoppages. We mentioned that tournament run in 2023, all first rounders. It was less than 5 minutes of total fight time in 3 fights that won in that tournament. But now the task at hand, the FNC Light Heavyweight Championship belt. Heavy low kick there from BATINIC.
BATINIC's got to get back on that bike of the inside and outside leg kicks. He's also got to use fakes and feints to disguise his entry into the striking. It's going to be interesting to see if he tries to tie the strike into a level change into a takedown here in the second round.
Well, BATINIC certainly a fighter who has found great success on the canvas. Just testing, waiting, looking to move his head a little bit, get inside of the chest-to-chest position. There's a good tie-up here, but it's Jakub NEDOH who actually seems the stronger fighter in these clinches.
Beautiful double leg there. Impressive to see NEDOH take down BATINIC. BATINIC with a 52% submission win rate, but it's NEDOH that gets the top position. Now, to get to a better position for the ground and pound, he's going to look to try and pass to side control or mount.
NEDOH here on top. Early success in the first 60 seconds of the second round. Double unders, looking to advance his way out of half. And the champion is struggling in a way that we've not seen Mate BATINIC struggle before. It's been quite some time. BATINIC trying to tie up here, stuck in half, guard wide open. Pinned flat, shoulders flat, hips flat. Kind of a steady pace for NEDOH, almost uncharacteristically steady, slow, but very effective, highly effective on the feet and on the grounding.
Yeah, he's beaten BATINIC at the game here in the top position. BATINIC looking for the underhooks. Oh, he gives away the mount. Bucks and potentially gives the back away.
Look at this. Escape out the back door from the champion. BATINIC gets back exposure. This could be a turnaround here. He's got the back, both hooks in. This is one of his signature positions, attacking the back. Mate BATINIC, we've seen him rear naked choke multiple times. The arm underneath the chin. Can he get it? He's going to go barbell grip, doesn't get it. NEDOH turns around inside the guard, and NEDOH will survive.
Classic escape there, get the hips to the sky, turn inside the guard, back to the top position. Now he's got to make sure he doesn't make the same mistake in the transition. He can't give the underhook away to BATINIC.
Oh, BATINIC had to work for that, and so too did NEDOH. High stakes here in FNC. Let's take a look at what happens next. NEDOH struggling, can't hold on. BATINIC gets out the back and trips out the back leg. This has absolutely gone haywire here in the second round. Here comes the defending champion on the back and gets shaken off. Are you kidding me?
Really nice work. He excavated the hook that allowed him to turn and get back to his feet. NEDOH's ability to escape these positions is brilliant. BATINIC usually really damaging on the ground, but it's damaging on the feet now, Chris.
Spinning back elbow. NEDOH again. Left hook to a spinning back elbow. NEDOH stumbles. And BATINIC again, for the third or fourth time here in the second round, has the potential to grab the back. It is pandemonium here in FNC.
No top position, got to use short shots, elbows, and he's got to maintain the underhook. In this case, here's a right underhook underneath the left arm of BATINIC. That's what's allowing BATINIC to switch to the knee down position, wrestle back to the feet, or potentially threaten the back.
So many moves. A complete ebb and flow. Attack the back, counter, wait, escape, scramble. This may be one of the best rounds of the night, and both fighters are going for it here. It looks like there might be a cut, but the top pressure from NEDOH has slowed this down and eked it in the right direction for the challenger here.
There's some definitive damage underneath the left eye. You can see it, that mouse is starting to form. I'd like to see NEDOH get to work on that with the hammer fists and the elbows. It's a perfect position to do more damage to that left eye, Chris.
Can the challenger find some limelight here? Certainly, Mate BATINIC with multiple attacks on the back. Half guard, a good optimum position for NEDOH to do some ground and pound, like you said, but at the end of the day, you can only get going what you can get going. And there's been so much energy. A good left hand lands for the challenger. Pummeling to the inside, pinning with the left arm. A lot of back and forth between this pair. Seconds left here in the round. Both having finishing positions, but not quite perfect finishing mechanics. This was what we anticipated. This is the technical fight we wanted to see. We go to the third.
What a switch of game plans. I expected BATINIC to get the takedown, be dominant in the top position, hunt for a submission. He's only really had the dominant positions when NEDOH allowed him to get the under. It's NEDOH with the takedown, with the top side, with the ground and pound and the definitive damage underneath the left eye as well. Really impressed with NEDOH's ability to step up to the plate and beat BATINIC at his own game.
Highly surprising. But at the end of the day, the challenger came prepared. Let's take a look at some of what went down. Lunging into a 1-2 is the champ. Chest to chest, gets the tie up. There was a takedown there afterwards, NEDOH on top. There was a tussle for position from half. Good check there from NEDOH as he comes in on a 1-2. Finishing with a step-in jab, and there was a spinning back elbow. We didn't quite get to see it. Neither quite landing cleanly. There was a knee in there too, but then he slipped. BATINIC got on top, compromised the back. There was positions in all aspects of MMA. Referee in charge, Zolich. Happy for things to continue here. The third of 5. You're watching FNC 29. This, the main event for the light heavyweight title.
It's a brilliant position for NEDOH. He has the ability to strike upstairs, we know that. But now he's got the threat of the takedown. If he can mix in the level changes to disguise the strikes, he's going to have success there.
Well, NEDOH, as you can see, has landed some good punches, limited kicks. Probably more kicks for BATINIC across the last 2 rounds. BATINIC testing here. Pace settling down just a little bit as both fighters have a little look at what might come into fruition. A lot of energy in that last round might certainly involve a little bit of a breathing moment here in the third, as we do have a potential 5 in those championship rounds in a fight that has been close. Could make the difference. Scoring so far?
Got to lean towards NEDOH. He's doing an excellent job in all areas. I mean, he's walking BATINIC down, trying to use the cage here as a blockade. He might look to try and level change here, press him up at the fence and get that takedown.
1-2 here from NEDOH. BATINIC flinches and backs off. BATINIC slowing here. BATINIC fatiguing, looking a little bit tired. A little bit uneasy on the feet. Crossing his feet. The footwork not quite as definitive as what it was in the first round into the second. And this has been a pace, a fight at pace for 2 large men. In comes NEDOH. Left hook lands. BATINIC responds, but doesn't quite find anything definitive. BATINIC continuing to chip away at the legs here, but NEDOH, forward pressure. Keeping his eyes on the prize that after the next couple of rounds here potentially could edge him towards that championship gold he wanted. To take that championship belt home, he said, would be the ultimate prize in his hometown, to his home gym, as he lands another couple of combinations. The right cross to a left hook, doing damage there to the champion. Jakub Nedo continuing to tread in the right direction.
He's cautious, and he's really selective of what he's doing with his punches. He stay on the outside position. I like to see him dig down to the body a little bit to bring the hands down of BATINIC and come over with that left hook or the overhand right.
Nedo steady here, up against the fence, waiting for his opportunity. Fires on the 1-2. Lots of patience from the challenger, maturity from the challenger here in this fight. A maturity that we haven't seen in some of the previous performances. And there were questions coming in. Does the Gorilla deserve a title shot? He's won one of the last 4 contests. There was the loss to Tom Breese. He won an FNC knockout outside the numbered Temple events. He deserves to be here and is having the fight of his life right now as he steps in off the jab. And with every step forward, every punch landed, he comes closer, inching closer to wrestling the belt away from one of the longest reigning champions in FNC.
Got to double up on that jab and come over the side of that guard with the left hook. You see the arms drop. That double jab would get you some coverage and get you inside. BATINIC, though, going to look to try and grapple, but he's got to pummel, get low. He's got to get his hips and his head lower than his opponents to get this takedown.
Nice pummel here from Nedo, double unders. Pop from the crowd, showing education and appreciation for the maneuver. Nedo is really, despite not having an easy fight, making few mistakes. He's left himself open very few times. A couple of struggles on the ground, giving up his back, but he escaped. Most of it's working out, and that's kind of what you need in a close fight.
He's also outworking BATINIC as well. You can see a slightly laboured approach now with regards to the guard, the footwork, the power in his punches, the ability to shoot and wrestle in the clinch. Nedo's doing a wonderful job of using this opportunity to sap the cardio of BATINIC.
Well, BATINIC, this is years of work here, this title belt. He's been 5 rounds. He's prepared with some of the best. There was considerable media attention around his training with MMA and kickboxing legend Mirko Krokop Filipovic. And all that publicity, all that pressure, all that light heavyweight pedigree, bringing the new school and old school training to fruition. That seemingly has fallen short against the challenger Jakub Nedo, and a good kick there from the defending champion at the end. But another strong enough round, perhaps, dare I say, for the challenger Jakub Nedo.
BATINIC doing a better job of landing those kicks. I believe that's going to be one of his decent weapons, to set up the high kick. He's gone high kind of with no setup. We call it a naked setup. He's got to put some things in front of it, i.e. a combination, or go low. Fake low, go high. The question mark kick, for example, could be a worthy technique. But looking at the replay here, you can see that forward pressure. That left lands beautifully of Nedo. Forces BATINIC to circle on the outside.
And here more pressure from Nedo as BATINIC backs off. BATINIC eats a left. That left hook landing, probably the best punch in that combination. A good 1-2 there. Short jab and a long right. There's a great deal of patience as Nedo just kind of inches forward and then commits. Punching through, finding the end of his punches, turning the punches over. Economy in motion here from Jakub Nedo, and certainly taking nothing away from BATINIC. BATINIC, of course, coming into this now. 4th round, we go to the championship rounds, 4 of 5 potentially here. Nedo in the blue, BATINIC in the red. BATINIC 5 consecutive FNC victories without a loss, alongside, of course, now former champion Sachaya. That was the longest current unbeaten FNC streak on this card. And Nedo has never won in the FNC cage before at a numbered event. So that was the test. That was the edge. Odds were 3 to 1.33. Nedo the underdog. And what a turn up for the book so far.
Nice response with the overhand right from Nedo. Could it be a case as well of age potentially here in the last stanza of the match? The last 2 rounds, 29 for Nedo, 34 for BATINIC. Is mileage and age a factor here coming into the later rounds?
And the question can be asked, especially with the hiatus, especially with some injuries. Again, Chris Bright lands. One of the best rights of this fight. Again, it's just the right over and over. And too often, BATINIC just kind of walks forward and eats it. There's no head movement. There's no cutting of angles. BATINIC doesn't look his normal self tonight. And credit to NEDOH for taking that away. That's what the best fighters do. They lean into their strengths, and they take the strengths away of the opposition. And NEDOH showing considerable maturity and evolution inside this cage.
Did a much better job of gauging the distance and evading those kicks. You can see the redness on the left leg, low on the calf. There's a level change, beautiful double leg, and he's moved straight into side controls, giving the opportunity for the ground and pound or to go to the mount position.
Poetry in motion here from NEDOH. A timely takedown. His corner would have called for that. Give him 90 seconds on the feet, feel it out, takedown right in the middle of the cage. Very little chance for BATINIC to stand up here. And the momentum continues to ease in favor of the challenger here, who has put in such a controlling performance. Clearly the performance they train for. And it's one thing when you train for something, it's another when it works out. It's working out here.
He's using all the facets of the game as well. He's really sold the fact that he wants to strike. He's landed some heavy right hands. And that's given him a massive opportunity to change levels and take it down to the canvas. He's going to break this grip here with a forearm on the throat, separate and look for some ground and pound. It's critical for him to maintain control. Nice sweep there from BATINIC, and the crowd goes wild.
BATINIC with the sweep. The old wrestler's roll there. There was way too much connection from NEDOH on that forearm. BATINIC gets a chance. It's the same chance we saw in the second round, going for the back. He couldn't get it. NEDOH up to the feet, up to the fence. Protects his back with the fence. The man known as absolutely terrifying after a run of knockouts is controlling this fight. Jakub NEDOH ticking the boxes here as he works through the checklist. So much talent here in the main event, but considerable edge and experience. 21-5 against 9-4. NEDOH, less than half the experience of the defending champion, but you talked about the mileage that could have been a factor. The champion is struggling here up against the fence as he reaches for a guillotine. A futile attempt, perhaps. Yes, says Jakub NEDOH as he drags his neck free.
Really nice work to get the head to the sky. I think the sweat starting to make the play here in the fourth round. Able to slip his head out of that guillotine attempt. Not as tight with the arm in, of course.
NEDOH continues to do the dance at close range. Performing better under pressure was the key. I cannot wait for this moment, he said pre-fight. It'll be the biggest stage, a pinnacle moment in my career, and there is no way I'm going in there and not taking the rounds. He promised to finish under 15, but quite clearly there was a plan B, and that was going the long game.
Yeah, BATINIC is the champ for a reason. He walks out off of the fence bloodied, somewhat laboured here. He's got the guard a bit higher though. There's go to the low kick, but I like the way NEDOH shuts down that distance for the low kick by forcing the clinch. BATINIC though in this case has won the outside position. He's got to try and free his right wrist and pummel the underhooks.
And the stats flashing minutes of control time so far for NEDOH. The control being a key feature of his performance here. Double unders for the challenger as the seconds tick down towards the end of the fourth round here. The gorilla, we talked about the knockouts. Ricardo, Nosilgia, Anthony Salamone, Simeon Powell, all top talent in Europe were taken out. But he has proved tonight that he can take this the long game and the focus of staying the course to get to the top. And that's the task. That's the game. That's what you do at this level of sport in a main event for a world title against a dominant defending champion.
That's what's needed in a championship fight. No, he's never been to a decision in a win or a loss. He's a truly exciting competitor, but he's sticking to the game plan here and winning the rounds.
20 minutes in. And a look into the corner. It has been a laborious affair for both the blue and the red. Jakub NEDOH from Slovenia in the TNT gym, the 29-year-old challenger, giving up size, giving up experience, but capitalizing on focus and heart. And that right hand, again, over and over, it's been an overhand right or a right straight that has been the money shot in this fight. BATINIC forced up against the fence, very difficult to recover in some of those positions. And that is also, I think, a key factor. Maybe BATINIC just not as sharp as what we've seen him previously has allowed Neto opportunities to capitalize, but at the end of the day, there's only one thing left. That's 5 minutes potentially here on the clock. You're watching the main event. This is FNC 29. Between that man, the challenger, Jakub Nedo, Alexander Zolic in the front view here, the third man in the cage, and of course the defending champion in the red corner, Mate BATINIC.
BATINIC here more active in the fifth round with the leg kicks. He's going to start to sell those, and that's when he needs to go up high. He's going to fake that leg, go question mark kick, and come over the top of the guard with the high kicks. We know he's got power in those high kicks with both legs, the lead or the rear.
BATINIC here. An opportunity here, one final time on the feet. Looking a little bit weary. Neto backing off. The corner will have given him some confidence there, saying you're ahead, don't mess this up. And for BATINIC, it could be, we need to go for a real big play here. It's all or nothing. The years of dominance, the undefeated run, it could go into smithereens here. So the lesser experienced fighter, but in some ways, the more intelligent game plan, and indeed the more consistent game plan from Jakub Nedo. BATINIC testing, looking, trying to eye up something. Neto elusive on the outside. Some good stats, even stats there on nearly uneven punches and kicks. A few more punches and kicks for BATINIC. Neto tests with the right. That's found him a good overhand right and a right cross multiple times across rounds 1 to 4.
Right hand comes there for BATINIC. Still struggling to cover distance and get in range. And as time ticks down, you've got to lean towards the fact that he potentially might need to look for a finish, whether that's on the feet or more affordable, in my view, on the ground.
BATINIC is that fighter that can pull it out. Multiple paths, proven submissions, proven KO power. Savate world and European champion. Patience, observing here, are both fighters.
When Neto's playing the game, and to be honest, the ball is potentially in his court with regards to the scorecards. He's keeping long, staying on the outside position, staying away from those counter-heavy punches. He knows the pressure is fully on the shoulders of BATINIC. BATINIC has to look for a knockout. He's got to get a takedown and chase a submission.
He literally needs, in my view, a stoppage to win this fight. I mean, a 10-7 round isn't going to do it. BATINIC switches up. Will he set up a big right? BATINIC trying to close the distance here, looking. Eyeing up the target. Showing the right hand, showing the left. A lot of focus. And just minutes, just seconds really, in the great scheme of things, for the defending champion Mate BATINIC in the final chance here at FNC 29 at the Arena Stožice in Ljubljana, Slovenia, to put the exclamation mark that we've seen so many times in his career in stunning and spectacular fashion.
BATINIC is trying to set up that kick. He's using the right hand to try and make Neto slip off to his left side, which can allow that rear kick to come up. So BATINIC is really trying to set up a power shot here.
BATINIC continues to work the angles, kicks low once. Will he go high? You can see the view to set something up. But Neto comfortably ahead, continues to stay on his bike and work outside, retreat, keeping space behind him. Under 60 seconds here for the defending champion to try and work some magic, to try and do the impossible. He lands the right. You could see shades of brilliance there. Mate BATINIC found his mark with the right, but Jakub Nedo ties him up. Will it be challenger or will it be champion? There are seconds remaining in this fight as Jakub Nedo, through hard work, focus, execution on the field, is moving closer Of course, the scorecards are going to be the formality here, but can Jakob NEDOH get something good here to put a definitive punctuation mark here? A takedown maybe, double unders, hiding, protecting, blocking. Mate Batinic goes for a few rabbit punches. Well, the crowd erupts here at the Arena Stožice as if to say Jakob NEDOH and new. Will it be the defending champion or will it be the challenger walking away with this light heavyweight belt? That was execution, Dean. That was a well-played match there from the challenger in my books. I've got Jakob NEDOH.
Yeah, I would have to agree. That's when we talk about high fighter IQ, that's what it's about. He started to edge forward as we got to round 3. He kept his distance. He forced the clinch, stayed away from those damaging right hands. You can see here from the replay, you know, credit to Batinic, he was trying to land those heavy punches. He was trying to use the right hand to come forward there like the right hook to land that decisive shot to try and claim the victory. But NEDOH, just an educated performance, shut him down, tired him out in the earlier rounds. A really, really excellent performance from NEDOH.
Well, there was pressure, question marks, all kinds of dilemmas from both teams coming into this. But the underdog tonight has put in a real shift. Nearly 3-1 in the books. Five-minute rounds, unified MMA rules between Jakob NEDOH and Mate Batinic, the defending champ. And we will go to the judges' scorecards in Ljubljana to find out who will carry that belt home. And the judges have done the mathematics. The result is coming your way shortly. Will it be the 5-fight unbeaten run that continues to 6 for Mate Batinic? Or will NEDOH get a 2-fight run going and become the new champion?
Well, ladies and gentlemen, after 5 amazing rounds of world-class title action, we go to your judges' scorecards where we have a split decision. Judge Spaniol scoring this contest 49-46 in favor of NEDOH. Judge Novosel scoring this contest 48-47 in favor of BATINIC. And Judge Shintic scores this contest 49 points to 46 points in favor of your winner,